All right. So welcome everybody. Pilates All Levels with me, Mike. Listen to your bodies. Don't push through any pain and modify if necessary. All right. So let's start seated here. I'll face this direction today. You'll sit with your feet about hip width distance apart. All right. Heels about 1.5 feet from your sit bones. Okay. Hip width. Rooting through our sit bones. Let's grab behind our legs. And let's sit up tall, keeping our shoulder blades back. All right, so we're upright in our alignment. We'll close our eyes to focus on our breath here. Okay, so let's keep our chest open, breathing into our trunk here. We want to focus the breath into the sides of the ribs here, so we create that lateral expansion in the rib cage. Okay, so it's an inhale. Thinking of expanding the ribs out to the sides, opening through the chest. Let's exhale, pulling everything inward. So we draw the navel in towards the spine, get those abdominals to activate using our breath. We breathe again, inhale. Breathing into the sides of the ribs. Let's create that lateral expansion in our trunk once again, and then exhale, pulling everything inwards, okay? Now let's take a deep breath in, big inhale in through the nose. And on our exhale, let's pull in with our abdominals and let's start to round the spine, okay? So we tuck the hips under, let's get that curvature in the low back, but still keep our shoulders stacked above our hips, okay? And then inhale, let's sit up tall, all right? So keeping your knees in line with your hips, your shoulders, we sit up tall, we activate the upper back, and then exhale, let's round the spine. So the hips tuck under, we get that curvature, and we use our abdominals to flex the spine, which will stretch the low back here, okay? And we just slightly nod our chin towards our chest. We keep our neck in line with the rest of our spine. Inhale up, we'll just go one more here. Exhale, pulling in with the abdominals, rounding the spine, getting that low back flexion here. Shoulders stay stacked above our hips. And then we sit up tall, all right? Active in the back. You'll really feel those back extensors activate here. Let's exhale to round the low back under. So we tuck the hips under. We get that flexion in the spine, keeping a grip on our legs. Let's roll the body back. Maybe touch the low back to the floor for a breath in if you can. Hold here and then exhale, pulling in with the abdominals. Let's round and roll the spine forward. Shoulders over the hips. Let's sit up tall, inhale. Okay. And then again, exhale, pulling in with the abs, getting that curvature. We round the low back under, taking the body back. The arms fully lengthen if you can. Okay, keeping a grip on those legs. Exhale, pull the body forward with those abdominals. The shoulders stack above our hips. And then we sit up tall, okay? We'll do a couple more. Exhale to round, okay? Rolling back, keeping a grip on our legs. Doing our best to keep our feet rooted to the mat. We inhale. Exhale to roll forward. Shoulders over the hips. We build the spine up one last time. Exhale to round. Tucking the hips under. Maximizing that flexion in the spine. We hold inhale at the bottom. Exhale. Pulling forward. Now this time, take your hands on the tops of your knees here. Let's push our spine upright, okay? So we're tall in our posture, shoulders back. Feet anchored on the floor, abs pull in, reach the arms out in front of you. So those arms are parallel to the floor. Let's breathe in. Now exhale, let's roll the body back without the assistance of our hands. Getting that flexion, we hold down here. Now, do your best to keep your feet flat on the floor. Maintain the chest lift, eye gaze to our knees. Take a breath in. Now exhale, pull in with your abs, flex the spine a little deeper, lifting the chest up just an inch forward. Now inhale back. Exhale, pulling in with your trunk muscles. We flex a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, flexing a little deeper. Okay, one more time. Inhale. Exhale, exhale, exhale. And inhale everything to the floor, everybody. Let's scoot down towards our heels. So the knees will be bent a little deeper this time, heels 8 inches from our sit bones. Feet will be hip width distance apart, right? Our eye gaze is straight up towards the ceiling, hands by our sides, shoulders back and down, and we're in our neutral position in our pelvis and spine, okay? Meaning we have our natural curves in our spine present. We're not tucking our hips under, we're not arching our low back, we're in that in between. So we've got length in the spine here, right? Hands by our sides. Let's pull in with our abdominals just a bit. Now breathe back into that lateral breath pattern, okay? You can close your eyes once again, inhaling in through the nose. And then exhaling, drawing everything inwards. And then try to keep everything pulled inwards as you breathe back into those muscles again. Keep that tension consistent. Okay, that tension works to stabilize our alignment and neutral. Now, inhale, keep that alignment. Drop your right knee out to the side. Keep your hips square to the ceiling. Exhale that knee back to return, okay? Inhale the left knee out to the side, keeping the hips square forward. Exhale that knee to return, all right? Keeping our spine stable and still. We inhale the right knee out to the side. Exhale, pulling everything back in to return. Inhale the left knee out to the side. Exhale that knee. We return. So those abs remain active. The pelvis is aligned. We're neutral throughout. We don't let that thigh rotate the spine. So we keep the trunk active as we drop these knees out. Just one more to the right. Inhale. Exhale. The ribs stay down. Okay, not arching through the upper back. And we'll just do one more for each. So really check those ribs. The sternum is pulled down. We don't want the upper back to be overactive here. One more with that left leg. Inhale. And exhale to return. Now hold, reset your feet if necessary. Let's take a deep breath in. Now exhale, let's find that tuck again in the pelvis. So draw the navel inwards. We pull in with the abdominals to flatten that low spine into the floor. So we get that tuck in the pelvis there. And then we find neutral. It's an inhale. Exhale, pulling the navel inwards, scooping under, flattening the low back into the mat. Okay, so we use those abs to tuck the hips under, just like what we did before seated, only this time on our back. Okay, find neutral. So when we rock our hips back to neutral, you'll feel that we create space between the low back and the mat. Exhale, pulling in with our abdominals, rounding, flattening, working that low spine into the floor, and then to neutral. Now we're gonna continue with that tuck. We exhale to tuck the hips under, maintain that tuck in the pelvis as you start to elevate the hips. All right, so the hamstrings activate. We maximize the tuck in the pelvis, and the spine peels up off the floor one vertebra at a time. So you can feel those glutes activate. All right, we keep the rib cage soft, meaning we don't thrust the ribs up towards the ceiling. We keep it soft, keeping them down. We breathe in at the top of our bridge. Inhale. We got a flat diagonal between our knees, hips, and shoulders. And then we exhale to control the spine down one piece at a time. Okay, so we keep that tuck consistent as we roll each vertebra into the mat. And we find neutral. Inhale, neutral in the pelvis. Exhale, pulling in with the abs, rounding the low back into the floor. Okay, exhaling, elevating, the spine peels up, one vertebra at a time, all right? Getting that hip extension here. Not letting the knees splay out to the sides either, okay? We breathe in at the top, inhale. And exhale to roll the spine down, okay? Working each piece of that spine into the mat. Flattening that low back into the floor to neutral. Let's do a couple more. All right. Exhale, let's imprint. Pulling in with those abdominals, flattening. We elevate. Okay. Feel as though the knees reach out away from us, okay? They reach out towards the toes, creating more of a lengthening sensation in the spine. We breathe in. Exhale, controlling it down, one vertebra at a time. Let's go for one more bridge, and we'll hold at the top of our bridge here. We find neutral, inhale. Exhale again, imprinting, flattening, elevating, keeping that tuck, rolling the spine up one piece at a time. Okay, let's hold at the top, maximizing that tuck in the hips. Let's inhale, drop the right hip down towards the floor. Okay, we rotate the spine here as we drop the hip down. We exhale to square hips, back to center. Inhale, the left hip drops down towards the floor. Exhale, pulling in with the abs, driving with that leg a little bit. We square hips back. Inhale, the right knee, the right hip drops down an inch or two. Exhale, square the hips back. So keep the shoulders still evenly anchored onto the mat. Drop your left hip down, rotate, and exhale back to center, okay? So using the glute, those obliques get some work here. We get some nice rotation in the trunk, inhaling to drop one side, exhaling to return one more right hip. Inhale, exhale back, last one left, inhale. Exhale, square, now hold, take a deep breath in, keep that tuck, and then exhale to roll the spine down one piece at a time, okay? So really focus on flattening that back into the mat and then find neutral. Okay, let's all stack our hands above our shoulders, palms face each other here, and then reach your arms out to a T. Let's crawl our feet and knees together. All right, now we inhale, take your knees to the right. That left foot stays glued to the right foot. All right, both feet flip to face the left side of the room. Now, we exhale to pull in with our trunk muscles to return. We get that clean rotation in the spine. It's an inhale over to the left, shoulder blades on the mat, and then exhale to pull in with our trunk. We return. We alternate sides here. Inhaling the knees to the right, the feet flip to face the left side of the room, and then we exhale to return, alternating sides. Inhaling, inhaling, okay. Exhale, pulling in with those abdominals, hollowing through the midline of the body. We return, inhaling over, taking our knees over, the feet flip to face the opposite side of the room, and then we exhale back. So think of drawing a line across the ceiling with those knees. Focus also on keeping your shoulder blades anchored onto the mat, using your trunk muscles to make this rotation happen. It's an inhale over, knees to the right. Exhale, pulling everything through center, keeping your rib cage down. Okay, we'll do a few more. It's an inhale over. Exhale, hollowing through the midline of the body. Last one to the right. Inhale, inhale. Exhaling back. Last one to our left. It's an inhale over. And exhale back. Now hold in center. Let's keep our feet and knees glued together. Spine neutral. Let's interlace our fingers behind our head. So when we interlace our fingers, they are fully interlaced. The elbows lift into our peripheral vision. Our pelvis is stable and still. We take a breath in, big inhale. Exhale, let's pull in with our abs. Let's lift our head, neck, and chest up, okay? Keeping our head weight resting in our hands. Our eye gaze is straight towards our knees. We hold for a breath. And then exhale to lower the body back down, okay? We go again, inhale, prepare. Exhale, pulling everything in. The head, neck, and chest lifts up. We get that flexion again. Eye gaze straight to our knees. We hold for a breath. And exhale to lower back down. So simple flexion here. Just feel that your head weight rests in your hands. Exhale, head, neck, and chest lifts up. Eye gaze to our knees. Deep breath in. Exhale to lower back down, okay? Again, inhale, prepare. Exhale, pulling everything inwards. We get that flexion in the spine. Eye gaze to those knees, deep breath. And exhale to control it down. Let's go for one more. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, head, neck, and chest lifts. All right, stay lifted. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale to lower the head, neck, and chest to the floor. Now, take the elbows wide. Okay, so they're anchored onto the floor. Pull in with the abs, lift your right leg tabletop. Can you maintain neutral in the spine? Inhale, set that right foot back down. Exhale, the left leg lifts tabletop. Okay, so can you focus on maintaining a stable pelvis? Right leg lifts. Okay, no shifting whatsoever in the hips. We maintain our alignment as we alternate legs and we move with the breath. It's an inhale, set the foot down, switch, exhale the right leg up. Inhale, set the right foot down, exhale the left leg lifts, okay? Can you keep everything absolutely still? And this requires that our abdominals remain active throughout, okay? Now inhale that left foot to the floor, bring your elbows back up into your peripheral vision, inhale. Exhale, pull in with the abs, lift the head, neck, and chest back up. Now let's reach for our legs, come up a little higher. Use those arms, okay, to give yourself this little extra height in the spine. All right, we just folded ourselves a little deeper. Eye gaze forward. We inhale, take the hands back behind your head. Now same thing. Exhale, lift your right leg up, tabletop. Inhale, set that right foot to the floor. Switch legs, left leg lifts, tabletop. Okay, inhale, set it down. Head weight still resting in your hands there, pulling that thigh towards you. Inhale. Exhale to lift. Inhale, set the foot down. Exhale to lift. Inhale, set the foot down. Exhale, lift. Keeping those abdominals working here. One more right leg. Inhale, one more left leg, no shifting in the hips. Exhale, inhale. Now take your arms, reach your arms long past your legs, come up a little higher, and then lower down, flip the palms to face the ceiling as you stack the hands up above your shoulders. Okay, right up here. Reach now the arms out to a T position, float your right leg tabletop, left leg to match. Now we got both legs together in this tabletop alignment. So inhale, let's take our knees to the right. Same spine twist we did earlier, only this time our legs are elevated at tabletop. Exhale, pull in with your trunk to return. Inhaling your knees to the left. Okay, exhale, pulling in with your trunk to return. So we use those obliques to rotate the spine. It's an inhale over. Exhale, pulling everything in, okay? Really getting those abs to fire, knees to the left. Exhale to return. So we keep our arms stable out in this T posture. Exhaling to return with our trunk. It's an inhale over. Exhale to return. Alternating sides, moving with the breath. Inhale over. Exhale and go. Keeping length in our spine. We are tall. Inhale. Exhale over. Inhale over. Breathing. Exhale to return. We got one more to our left. Exhale, return. Now hold in center. Bend your knees. We still keep the feet up off the floor, but we just relax those heels towards our sit bones here. Let's all interlace our fingers behind our head again. Elbows in our peripheral vision. We breathe in. Exhale, pulling in with our trunk muscles. Let's lift our head, neck, and chest up. Now, grab your legs. Come up a little higher. I just grab the front of my knees here. Okay, so we get that little extra height. Now, we pull in with the abs. Take the hands back behind your head. Breathing in, take the knees away from you. The feet touch the floor. Exhale, pull the knees back to return. Inhale, the knees travel away. Keep that support through your abdominals. Exhale, pull the knees back, okay? 4 more, inhale. Exhale to pull, okay? Inhale. Exhale, pull. Drawing those thighs towards you, last 2. 1 more, inhale. Exhale, pull, pull, pull. Now grab those legs again. Come up a little higher. Now take your left hand to the outside of the right knee. Rotate the trunk to the right, just an inch or 2. So the sternum lines up outside that thigh that we're rotating to. Let's go to the other side, just getting the sensation of the chest lift with rotation here, okay? And then switch, right hand to the right shin, left hand to the right knee, just using our arms. And we do our best to keep our chin in line with our chest as we move. Let's go to the left. All right, now return to center. Let's grab the head again. Exhale, rotate without the assist of our arms to the right. Inhale, exhale to our left. Staying lifted and rotate. Inhale through center, exhale, rotate, keeping the elbows wide. Now rotate to the right. Take just the left knee away. Touch the left foot to the floor. Rotate through center. Take the right knee away. Touch the foot. Inhale. Exhale to switch. Keep the fingers fully interlaced behind your head. Head weight resting in those hands, okay? Let's just go 1 more to the left. Back to center. Grab those knees and then just relax everything down. Pulling the knees to your chest, rocking side to side. Breathing in here, okay? Now, take your left foot to the floor. Right leg crosses over the left. Arms out to a T. Drop your knees now to the left. So go for a good twist here. I'm going to take my left hand on my right knee. I'm going to apply some pressure down on that right knee just to assist in this spinal mobilization here. And I want to think of length in the spine. Okay, I'm going to take that left arm back out to a T. Let's pull in with our trunk to return. Let's switch legs, left over right. Take your knees to the right, right hand on that left thigh. Breathing, left shoulder blade on the mat. Keeping length in our spine. Deep breaths in. Pushing into that thigh. Getting this nice opening here, okay? Now both arms to a T, pulling in with our trunk. We uncross our legs, feet hip width distance apart, hands by our sides. Going back into our bridge. Let's take a deep breath. Exhale, pull in with those abdominals. The navel draws in. We flatten the low spine of the mat, elevate the hips back up. Now, maintain the tuck in your hips. Let's stabilize the body on the right leg. Lift the left leg up, tabletop. Inhale, let's touch the left foot to the floor. Exhale the leg up. Okay, stabilizing on that right leg. The foot touches, we exhale to lift. Inhale, hinging at the hip, just like those leg lifts we did on our back. Same thing in the bridge position here. 1 more. Inhale, exhale, lift. Now inhale, set that foot down. Switching onto that left leg. Right leg lifts tabletop. Inhale, touch the right foot. Exhale it back up. Maintain that trunk support. We want those abs working. Lift that right leg up, stabilizing, keeping that left glute active for 3, 2, 1 more. Lift. Now inhale, set that foot to the floor. Take the arms, reach them overhead. Maintain the bridge for a deep breath and keep the hands floating up over the mat, maximizing that tuck. Exhale to roll the spine down, 1 vertebra at a time. Work each piece of the spine into the mat. Keep those shoulder blades down the back. Rock your hips to neutral. Inhale. Exhale, let's take the hands up over the shoulders. Head, neck, and chest lifts up. We lift, we lift, we lift. We keep that height. Take the hands behind your head. Inhale, lift the right leg tabletop. Lift the left leg to match. Exhale, take the left leg long. Rotate your trunk to the right in our crisscross, elbows wide. Keep the feet at the same height throughout, maintaining that consistency there. Exhale to your left. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale through center. Exhale, rotate. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Stable and controlled as we move. Pulling that thigh towards you a little bit, maybe just in line with the navel. 1 more to the right. Last one to the left. Both legs in. Grab those legs. Push those thighs into your hands. Let's rock up to seated here and find your ball posture. You can keep your feet and knees together. All right. Reaching down towards your ankles as an option. You can grab those knees as an option if you'd like. Okay, so we're in this ball posture. Round in our spine. We inhale the body back to the base of your shoulder blades. Exhale up, we pause at the top. All right, inhale back, breathing, keeping that curvature. Exhale up, we pause. All right, moving at your own pace. Inhale, staying round. Exhale up to pause. Inhale back. Exhale up, pause. Stabilizing, balancing. Inhale back. Exhale up, pause. Just a couple more. Staying round. Don't let your head touch the floor. All right. 1 more. And okay, challenging you. Let's lift our legs up to this tabletop-like position. Grab behind those knees and then pull yourself up into a flat back alignment. Now, first option, you can hold onto your legs throughout the exercise. The second option is to take your arms parallel to the floor. Try to keep a flat back. Inhale. Exhale. Let's start to roll the body back. Keep your legs as still as you can. Touch the low spine to the floor. Inhale. We roll back up to seated. Find that flat back. Exhale. We'll do 3 more. Keeping that tuck, those legs stay suspended in this teaser prep. Inhale. We sit up tall, flat back. 2 more. Exhale, exhale, rolling. We touch. Inhale. We sit up tall. Last one. Getting those hip flexors to really work. Low back touches. Inhale. Sitting up, 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 flat back. Grab those legs. Set your feet to the floor. You can separate your knees. Pull the heels towards your sit bones. You can take your hands behind you. You can either just fold the spine forward or push into the floor with your hands, elevating your hips up off the mat a bit, folding forward, or rather try to keep a flat back. As you open the hips in this position here, we get a nice stretch to the quads, the inner thighs, and we breathe. All right. And then let's sit back down to the floor. Let's take our legs long out in front of us here. All right, so some seated work here. We're gonna work our hips and shoulders, but first let's get the spine moving a little bit more. Let's interlace the fingers behind our head. Okay, so we sit up tall here. Eye gaze is forward. Legs can stay straight or they can stay bent depending on how flexible you are in your hamstrings. Let's pull in with our trunk muscles. Let's rotate our body to the left. All right, it's an exhale, rotate. Inhale to center, exhale to your right. Okay, we use our abdominals to make this twist happen. It's an inhale to center. Exhale, we go to the left here. Inhale to return. Exhale and rotate. So using our trunk muscles, using these obliques to make this twist happen. Inhale back. Exhale to rotate. Okay, let's go one more to the left. Exhale. Now hold to the left. Take your right hand to the left shin. Push into that leg. Rotate your spine in this direction. We'll go to the left a bit, keeping our sit bones as still as possible. All right, we'll take our hands back behind our head. Let's rotate to center. Let's go to the right now. Left hand to the right leg. Right arm behind us here. Breathing, rotating the spine. Getting this opening through here. Keeping tall. And then let's return to center. Keep the fingers interlaced behind your head. Sit up tall. Okay, watch that you're not arching the back. Keep the rib cage down. Let's get some hip flexor strength here. Lift your left leg up and then take it to the outside of the mat. Okay, keep those abs in. Lift that left leg back. Set it down to return. Alternating. Lift the right leg up. Set it down. Lift it back up and return. Okay, so alternating legs here. Okay, keeping the hips square. Lift one leg up, set it down, lift that leg back up to the floor. Good. Maybe get a little more range of motion with each repetition. It's not easy. Keep the abs in. Maintain trunk stability. And return one more each leg. Set it down. And return. Last one, right leg. And you get some good hip work in just a moment. Let's separate our feet about shoulder width distance. Take the hands forward into our spine stretch. Sitting up tall, we breathe. Exhale, nod your chin to your chest. Let's round the spine forward. Rolling, reach the hands past your heels. Let's get that low back hamstring stretch. We deep breath, take a deep breath in. And then exhale, pulling in with your trunk. Slowly stacking the body back up. We breathe in. Exhale, nodding your chin to your chest. We round. Okay, so think of peeling the spine up off of that imaginary wall behind you. Then reach your hands forward a little bit more. We breathe. Exhale, pulling in with your abdominals, rooting through your sit bones. Let's slowly stack the body up tall. All right, take a deep breath in. Exhale, rounding, rounding, rolling the spine forward. Take the hands past the heels, maybe flatten the back a little bit. Now, exhale, round. Roll it, stack the body back up. Let's go one more. Okay, maintaining that abdominal support throughout. Round, roll, hinge. Reaching the hands past your heels, we breathe. And then exhale, pull in with your abs, slowly stacking the spine back up. Sit up tall. Let's warm up our shoulders a little bit more now. We interlace our fingers in line with our sternum here, keeping the shoulder blades back. Let's pull with the left arm, resist with the right. Okay, pull with the right arm, resist with the left. So keep the abs in, shoulder blades back, chest open, alternating sides here. We're getting some work in our upper back. All right, and keep a straight line between your elbows across your forearms as you take your elbows side to side, pulling, resisting. Okay, getting those rear deltoids to really activate. Pull and resist. Okay, keeping our posture Abs stay in, okay, and we're seated. This is not easy. Okay, those hip flexors are working. All right, keep the chest open. Don't rotate the spine. Let's go one more to the left, one more to the right. Return to center, hold. Just a little bit more here. Take the hands away from you. We're still pulling in either direction. Circle the hands in line with your navel. Bring in the hands towards you. Keep pulling as you bring the hands up overhead, down around, in line with your navel. Bringing the hands up. Still pulling, still pulling. Let's reverse. Take the hands up, circling down and around. Keeping tension, pulling in either direction here. One more circle. And just bring your hands to the floor and just round the spine. Let's bring our legs together. Okay, you can point your feet, use your hands a little bit. Let's get into some roll-ups here. Take the hands forward, find that C curve position. We inhale, exhale to round and roll the spine back. Squeezing the legs together, work each piece of the spine into the mat. Take the arms overhead. It's an inhale. The hands come up, head, neck, and chest lifts. We exhale to roll up to seated. It's a deep breath in. Big inhale. Exhale to round and roll the spine back. Okay, work each piece of the spine into the floor, reaching the arms overhead. Inhale. Hands come up, head, neck, and chest lifts. Pull in with those abs. Rolling up to seated. We breathe. Exhale to round and roll. Okay, a couple more. Just getting that curvature in the spine. We inhale. Exhale up to seated. Deep breath. Rounding and rolling back. Okay. One more repetition here. It's an inhale. The hands come up. Head, neck, and chest lifts. Exhale up to seated. We breathe. And rounding. We roll all the way onto our back. Now, here on our backs, let's take our hands by our sides. Let's lift our right leg up, tabletop. Pull in with your abs, left leg to match. So legs tabletop. Inhale, let's take the feet away from us just a little bit. All right, almost 90 degrees in our hips. Inhale, take the feet up over the hips. Now exhale, pulling with our abs. Work to stack the hips up towards your shoulders. All right, now flex the feet. Inhale, separate about shoulder width distance. Take the feet towards the floor. And exhale to slowly roll the spine down. Okay, point the feet, circle the legs together, reset. Inhale the feet up over the hips. Exhale, up and over. Inhale, flex the feet, separate. Hinge at the hip joints, toes to the floor. Exhaling to roll down. Slowly pointing the feet, legs together. Inhale, feet up over the hips. Exhale, up and over. All right, inhale, flex, separate, hinge at the hip joints, toes to the floor. Exhaling to roll down, pointing our feet. We got one more roll over. Inhale, exhaling up and over. Inhale, flex, separate, hinging at the hip joints, toes to the floor. Exhale to roll down one piece at a time, pointing the feet. Pull the knees in towards your chest. And last time here, rocking side to side in the spine. Okay, keep those knees pulling into towards you. Working each piece of the spine to the mat. And then let's take our feet to the floor one at a time, and let's all flip onto our right side. Okay, so you can rest your head on your right arm, or if you'd like, you can, if you'd like to still face me, you can flip onto your left side, or you could stay on your right side, but just bring your head onto the opposite side of the mat, whichever works. But resting our head on your right arm here, let's lift our right underside, keep our abs in, pelvis stable and still, feet together. Let's lift that left knee up, okay? Keep the trunk active, return that knee to center and lift the knee up. Okay. Now watch that you don't rock the shoulders back and forth. Elevate the knee and return the knee. Okay. Keeping the abs in, getting this movement within your hip joint. Okay. And return. And lifting. So we get that glute to fire on that left side. We lift. Couple more. Last time. Lift, lift, lift. Knees together. Now pull the knees in line with your hips. Okay, let's lift that whole left leg straight up and down. Lift that left leg so the heels detach in this exercise. And we return, lifting that thigh up and down. Lifting, still working that outer glutes. Okay, keeping the trunk active for 2. One more, lift, lift, lift. Bring the knees together. Line the heels up with your tailbone. Come on up to the right elbow here. Okay, spread the fingers wide of the right hand. Okay, now pull in with that right underside trunk. Let's take the left arm out to a T. Thread that left hand between your right elbow, right hip. Okay, little twist here. Open the body back up. Couple more. Rotating. Opening back up. Last time. And returning. Now, holding here, let's push our knees into the mat, lift your hips up. Okay, now bend the left elbow, fingertips to the right side of your head. Stay stable in that right shoulder, staying active in the trunk. Rotate to square your shoulders to that right arm. Pull in with your trunk to return. Rotate, squaring the shoulders, lift up to return. Last one, getting some arm work. Trunk stability, return. Now set your hips to the floor. Lift your right leg tabletop, but keep your left knee down by your side. And then rotate your upper body to the right a little bit. Take your left hand onto the floor. Working the inside of that left hip a little bit. Let's lift that left foot up. Straighten the leg a bit. Pull the heel back towards us and set it down. So some internal rotation within that hip joint. Take the leg away. Pull it in and down. Okay. Getting some strength, some range of motion within our hip joints. Just do one more. Set it down. Now straighten the left leg. You can take your left hand on your left hip. Let's lift the right foot up. Keep the right knee on the floor. Straighten the leg a bit. Pull the heel in, set it down. So we get some external rotation within that right hip joint. Take the leg away and set it down. Imagine that there's a water bottle or a yoga block just in front of your leg here. We want to lift that foot over it. So we have an obstacle that we're trying to lift that leg over. That's how we're going to get that rotation, that height in the hip joint. Bring it in and do your best to keep your knee on the floor. Okay, we want to keep that knee in contact with the mat just so we don't work the inner thigh of that right leg. And down, and then just come up to a mermaid-like posture, seated here, and just tilt your spine in the opposite direction. So you want to go opposite of the side that you just stretched. Okay? Opening there. And then let's stack back up. Let's all lie on our opposite side. So on our left side now, so face the same direction. Hips stay stacked, abs are active. Let's lift that top knee up and return. Okay. Trunk remains active. We get that thigh to lift. We keep the feet together. That outer right glute activates. And up, we keep our length in our spine. Neutral in our posture, we lift the thigh. 3, 2. This side might already feel a little tired. It was working in the previous set for 1. Now, knees together, pull the knees so that they line up with your hips. Lift that right leg straight up and down. Getting some good hip work today, strengthening these small muscles within our hip joint, all while remaining active in our trunk. We still want that stability in our pelvis and our spine. Getting that glute to activate. 2, 1. And bring the feet and knees together. Take the heels back in line with your tailbone. Come on up to your left elbow. Pull in with your trunk, right arm out to a T. Thread that right arm between your left elbow. Left hip, square your shoulders to the floor. And open back up to return, okay? Go again, threading the hand between your elbow and hip there. Square your shoulders to the floor. We open up to return. Go for one more. Open up to return. Now hold here. Let's push our knees into the floor. Lift our hips up. Bend that right elbow. Fingertips to the right side of your head. Rotate, squaring your shoulders to that left arm. Keep the trunk active. Open up, return. Keeping the hips lifted. Don't drop the hips as you move. 2. It's a quarter turn around that left shoulder joint. 1 more. Rotate, rotate, pulling in and hips to the mat. Now staying here, find that mermaid-like posture. Working that right leg, let's lift the right foot up, take it away. You can actually rotate away from that leg a little bit. That'll help open the hips up a bit. We lift the foot up, take the leg out, pull the heel in, set it down. Keeping the knee on the floor just like that previous exercise. Getting some internal rotation within the hip joint. 2 more. Again, you can pretend that you're lifting that foot up over that yoga block. And down once more. And straighten that leg. Okay. Tall in our alignment. Let's lift the left foot up. Straighten the leg away. Pull the heel in. Set it down. Take it away. And return. Lift the foot. Pull the heel in. Getting that rotation. Take that leg away. Okay, working the external rotators of that left hip. Important to strengthen these muscles to help protect your knees. 1 more. Okay. And down, and then just come on up, find that mermaid-like posture. Let's tilt the spine to the right. We stretch that entire left side. Opening here. Getting that good stretch. Okay. And we'll build the body up. Now let's make our way into a prone position on our stomachs here. So let's try to bring our feet together if you can. If not, keep them shoulder to hip width distance apart. Face hovering up off the mat, elbows by our sides. Now, pull in with your abdominals. Tuck the hips under. Okay, so we keep the low back supported by the trunk. Keep the shoulder blades back as you inhale to lengthen your head, neck, and chest. Forward and up into this basic back extension, okay? Inhale, lengthening, okay? I like to squeeze the legs together. It's gonna create some inner thigh abdominal support to protect the low back when we keep that inner thigh engagement, okay? Inhale, lengthening, tall and long, keeping those abdominals active, maybe getting a little more height with each repetition. We inhale. Still thinking of reaching the spine forward and up, and we isolate the work in the upper back, not the lower back. That's That's what we're looking for here is upper back work. Now let's lift up, hold. I want you to slide the arms forward, push the elbows into the mat, maintain that abdominal support here. I want you to engage the right glute, lift the right leg up as you reach the left arm overhead, set it down, engage the left glute, reach the right arm overhead, okay? So after all that hip work, we can start to really be able to access this larger glute muscle now, which is so important in our daily life. We have strong glutes, left arm, right leg, and right arm, left leg. And still think of the spine lengthening in either direction. Abs stay supported. Getting some shoulder blade work here a little bit. Don't let the shoulder creep up towards your ear as you lift. Last one, right arm, left leg. Finishing. Left arm, right, and then just relax everything down. Interlacing your fingers below your forehead. Let's bend our knees and just take our feet side to side. Okay, getting some traction in the low spine. Okay, straighten your legs long, elbows push into the floor. Come on up to hands and knees. Let's bring the right knee to the right hand and then pivot around that right hip. Line up the left or the right ankle, right heel in line with your left hip. Sink your hips back. Let's find a good glute stretch here. And you can come on down to your elbows if you'd like. Opening the hips up a bit more. You can rock your pelvis side to side, kind of shimmying around within that hip joint. You can rotate the spine a little bit. Exploring that right glute. Okay. Now let's use our arms. Come on up. Let's switch legs here. Pull the left knee forward, pivot, and then sinking the hips back. All right. I like to start a little more upright to protect my knee. I don't want to compress that knee too much. And then when you're ready, you can come on down to your elbows. Okay, really getting that outer glute to stretch. We did some good hip work today. Nice to finish with a release. Okay, so you can rotate the spine a bit, just kind of exploring within that hip joint where we need mobility. All right. We'll come on up. Our hands and knees here. Let's curl the toes under. Let's bump our hips up. We'll reach our sit bones back up to the wall behind us. We'll get a good stretch here in our calves in this Pilates up stretch, also known as our downward facing dog. All right, reaching those heels to the floor. You can alternate bending knees, keeping your head weight resting between your elbows, okay? Both legs long. Let's walk our hands to our feet. You can bend your knees deep. Let's grab those elbows. We'll breathe in and then exhale to slowly round and roll the spine. All the way up to standing. We'll roll the shoulders back and we'll finish there, everyone, for the afternoon, okay? Thank you for joining. Cheers. Okay, thanks for coming, Yvonne. Nice to see you. Hope you are well. Take care.